in. You can listen to our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Google, TuneIn, and others. And now, let's talk Tech Talk.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Tech for Tech's Tech Talk. This is our live show where we try and help your IT business grow. I'm Phil Griffiths. This is
I'm Jenny, and I'm
the boss.
the boss, Bond's mom, whatever.
Yeah,
So
there we go. So we're your hosts for today. We do have a few other guests on. We'll run you through that in a few seconds. But first of all, if you can comment, let us know if you can hear us, see us, and if you're commenting from Facebook, because Facebook is still broken, can you put your name after your comment? Otherwise, you'll come up just like Facebook user there as Facebook user. So, or you can watch us on YouTube, which is pretty straightforward. It's youtube.com/tech4techs. And we've got Evening Guys, loud and clear from Dan, who is watching from YouTube. You can also watch us on LinkedIn as well as Twitter, X, whatever the hell they want to call it these days, as well. Right, so today's episode is 133, and this is a roundtable discussion. So we're just basically talking about whatever you want to talk about. So obviously William, Ian, and Carl, who we've got on the show today, have probably got some topics they want to talk about. And obviously whatever anyone else wants to talk about in the chat. So let's get to it then. All right, we've got some USB device in somewhere. Oh, there it goes. Right, okay, let's get on with this. So we've got, it looks like Alison from EADR, or it could obviously be her hubby. We've also got Peter from ScanStation. We've got Richard Overfield saying evening. We've got evening also from Rayleigh Computer Shop, and that's going to be Mark. And we've got a hi everyone from another Facebook user. Right, okay, so let's get on with this. So let's start off with William. So William, if you want to introduce yourself, tell everyone who you are, what you do, and if you have a tip or a story or even some advice for us, let us know.
Hi, I'm William from Build IT here in sunny Isle of Man. We build mostly high-end gaming PCs. We also do cybersecurity, servers, basically any IT hardware, as well as now IT support. My little thing for this week, Phil's already well on the ball, is barcodes. So you may see QR codes everywhere these days. I've just been out to the Far East and all restaurants are now using QR codes as standard. So we've updated our business cards to include QR codes. We've also updated our posters, advertisements, and all of our social media now for the adverts going forward for this Easter promotion to include QR codes, because what we found is customers are no longer just going to a website and browsing. They just want a quick link. They're just passing. They want to scan that barcode and move on. And since COVID, that's all the Far East is doing. There's very little actually on tables, on advertisements and billboards. So if you haven't got QR codes, if you need help, we're more than happy to assist you. But there are websites where you can generate your own QR code, attach it to your media, make sure the QR code doesn't expire, and modernize your look and adapt to the modern generation of the youth, which is scanning those barcodes.
Yeah, definitely brilliant advice there. Barcodes, they do, or should I say QR codes do work. We find it on a lot of things these days. It's a lot easier to do, and it's a lot easier than trying to figure out what it says on a web address and if you spelt it right and how many bits and bobs there are in it and so forth. So yeah, definitely agree with the QR codes. Do it, stick it on your marketing, even stick it on your sign outside your store if you've got one. Even on your website, you'd be surprised how many people will still scan it, even though they're already on your website on another device. So
they offer them on business cards.
Yeah,
too.
And obviously it can allow you to download apps and all sorts as well. So let me just quickly go through chat game. We've got another evening all from Facebook. We've got hello from Ireland. I'm not sure who that could be. It could be Cormac. It could be someone else from Ireland. There are more than one person. Could be more than one person in Ireland actually. So we've got hi guys from a LinkedIn user. I'm not sure why LinkedIn's not showing names. It usually does, but again, if anything Facebook not working either, just put your name at the end so we know who we're saying hi to. We've also got Richard Freedy at Great Computer Services. So, Rich, I know the answer to this anyway, but is your computer services actually great, or you just name it that? He's going to tell me off when he sees me next. Probably at Techmax. So, and we've got John Merritt saying good evening, and we've got it's Cormac. So I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to offend anyone, but I can offend Cormac. I can say potatoes,
I
rainbows,
thought it was
and all
Mrs.
sorts of names.
Brown watching for
Yeah,
some reason.
well, it could have been anyone. I'm going to say there's what all five people in Ireland, isn't there? So, um, but there we go. So we've got
Joking.
Scott at IT Rockstar. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, Scott. Nice one. Right, okay, let's go on to Ian then. So Ian, if you want to introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, what you do, any tips, stories, advice for us.
Good evening, all. My name's Ian. I'm the owner of IPC Solutions, based in Malden in sunny Essex. I build gaming PCs, low end, mid range, and high end, and supply all things tech and repair, and deal with customers and business to business. So if you need any tech, if you want any laptops or desktops, then I can help. Tip: I've been seeing an awful lot of dead PCs recently that they just haven't been cleaned properly or looked after. So I advise everybody and also my customers to service their PCs regularly, to buy the correct products to get rid of dust, because all I hear is, I put the Hoover in it and went like that. And I said, no, you need to get some proper decent stuff, even the can of compressed air, just look after your machines. So I do regular servicing for quite a lot of my customers that I supply computers to. Every 6 months or a year, they come back to me and say, can you give it a good service? And I do that. So yeah, look after your machines, get rid of all that dust, because no matter how tidy my office is, the dust is just ridiculous. Plus I've got pets,
Yeah.
or a pet, and pet hair is a killer.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely agree with
As
that.
is vapes and cigarettes. When you get all that tar and whatever is in the vapes in the machines, not only is it nasty for the person that's got to clean it, imagine what it's doing to the components inside your computer, because it makes a sticky residue, and it's nasty.
Yeah,
It's
it can be to
absolutely
clean out, especially for a non-smoker or whatever. But yeah, definitely agree with the cleaning and doing services on customers' computers every 6 months or a year or whatever we used to do it. Time it in with the security, get the security done at the same time and everything. So the customer would know they've got 30 days left on the security. They'd book in, obviously, maintenance, and we'd come out or they'd come to the store and get stuff. So yeah, totally agree with Ian there. So, right, let's move on to Carl. So, it's Carl's first time, so no pressure here for you, Carl. So, Carl, if you want to introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, what you do, and if you do have a tip or a story or advice for us.
Right, so I'm Carl, Stone Technologies, computer shop basically, do everything computer related, CCTV, all that sort of thing. The only tip I can come up with really at the moment is we've just managed to essentially halve our bill for waste collection by speaking to one of the local companies that does recycling, and they'll actually collect all the recycling from us free of charge. So instead of paying £100 a month, we're down to about £30-40 a month.
Wow.
So helps a little bit.
That's a big drop. And so it's just basically finding someone local who does it rather than your local council, I'm guessing then.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, pretty good tip there. So it's always good to save money, that's for sure. Especially with increasing bills these days. That's definitely a plus thing. Something we probably need to look at as well, to be honest with you. Right, okay, so I think that's it for the introductions. Most of you guys, I'm not going to run through who me and Jen are because we've done it 10 million times already. But if you're not sure, send us a message after the show. But Jen, if you want to start us off about Techmax and go through any news and updates for us there, and I'll get the share screen set up.
all right. Well, I've signed up 2 more names this week, but I can't say who they are exactly right now because I haven't received
Yeah, just 1 second.
payment.
Oh, okay. It was Ian sending a message. That's fine. I was just going to say, because obviously you could hear the keyboard rattling. Ian was typing something, but he's gone AFK a second. So, right, okay. So sorry, Jen. Carry on with that. Start from scratch.
Right. I've signed on 2 more this week, which I can't announce the names of because, well, they haven't paid yet. But when they do, I'm going to tell you because one, I think you'll go, ooh, about. And you might go, ooh, about the other one. But who knows? Anyway, our main sponsor will be Case King. Lunch is compliments of Aerocool. The Tech Awards by Strong. Our digital sponsor is eAma, uh, and another sponsor is PAX 8. We will have talks with Kit Guru, Business Bollocks, Hammond and Co. Accounting, and we will have Battle of the Distributors as well. We will have Gadget Joe making an appearance, as well as PCR, and there are some others that I'm failing to remember right off the top of my head. Um, and yeah, that's the news for now.
Yeah, so you
I
can.
thought I was going to have another name to announce this week, but payment has not cleared yet.
Yeah, we've got roughly around 15 vendors, what we haven't announced yet, which are basically imminent. We've basically had the forms come through and everything, and we're just basically waiting for the money to actually clear into the account before we shout. But you can see a few of the ones what have cleared on there. But yeah, there's definitely a lot more.
And if you want to get a place at Techmax, I implore you, time is a ticking. I have very few spots left, very few, until I have to open up maybe an overflow. And I foresee it being a sellout. So if you want to do Techmax, what you need to do is get on info@techfortex.co.uk and send us over an email, and I'll do my best to respond ever so promptly. Also, if you need a promo to tell you about pricing, that's where to get it as well. We do have a couple of sponsorship opportunities left. We have the lanyards, and we have the evening
meal at the moment. But
So, if you want to make a contribution for a good cause, we have the lanyard sponsorship and the evening meal, and it would be very appreciated if you can spare a little for Techmax.
yeah,
It's a good way to get your name out there, get known.
Yeah, the sponsorship money goes directly into the event, so the more
Yeah.
sponsors we get, the more we can do at the event. But just to give you a rough idea, numbers-wise, last year, the exhibition hall, we cornered a section off for talks. That isn't been done this year. That whole area is going to be used for exhibition spots. So extended, we've all but I think it's 7 sold out. I'm pretty sure there's 7 exhibition slots left, if I'm right. So if you are interested, let us know. That's 7 left out of 107. So we've done 100 then, haven't we, basically? So that's up from 79 from last year and 39 the first year, if I remember right. So again, we're pretty much increasing it by the same margin again. We've got all the talks. They're in a separate room this year. We've got a nice big flat screen TV. Whoa, as if a flat screen TV is a new trendy thing, but it's 86 inches, so it should be better than the one.
eAma.
Yeah, it should be better than the one what the venue supplied last year, which sort of should have been 50 inches and ended up being more like 13 inches. But there we go. So it should be big enough for everyone to see and hear. So, right, let's get back on to it. We've also got, as well, coming up, or not coming up, open now, is the voting for the Tech Awards. I'll just stick that quickly on the screen so you can see it. There we go. Turn that on there. Bang, bang, bang. So if you go to the Tech for Tech's website, which is techfortex.co.uk, I'll put a link on the screen again in a few seconds for you. So I'll just put it on there. And the link's decided not to work. Okay, we'll use that one instead. So it should scroll across the bottom at the top left. Tech for Tech's is QR code. But basically, go to techfortex.co.uk, click on awards, and it will take you there. Then you can vote for techs, you can vote for vendors, you can vote for distributors. You can only vote once per basically IP address. There are a few stipulations around that. Obviously, if you're inside a business or whatever, it takes in fact that there's multiple different machines and so forth. But you'd be fine on that one. But if you wanted to say, let's have a look, William Murr or Peter Whitehouse or Lee Walker is the best Tech for Tech's community expert. You can vote for them. You can vote for multiple people if you wanted on some of the awards. You can also vote for best social media. You can vote for your best distributors, vendors, and all your different bits and bobs like that. There's plenty of different options on there. And there's even a few with pictures on as well. So like best repair benches and different bits and bobs like that. So that's obviously up to you guys to vote. Obviously, the finalists will be announced at the end of May. So voting ends on the 23rd of May. Finalists announced on the 30th of May, where the winners will be announced at Techmax on the 21st of June. Again, you don't have to attend Techmax to win, but obviously it would be nice to have you there anyway, because obviously there's nothing like getting up on the stage and actually picking up an award.
And hopefully this year we won't have to rush through it.
Yes, well, we've gone through all that and that side of things sorted with the delays in the food, shall we say? So, but there we go. So, right, let's get back onto the main topic. Now we've done all that, and I'll put links in chat for people. I'm turning chat back on as well, so if anyone does want to comment, feel free. I'm just going to quickly go through. So, how do you have... so I'm not sure who Facebook user is. They're asking, do we have costs listed for stands anywhere?
Facebook user, if you will send me an email to info@techfortex.co.uk, I will send you over a promo that contains all the stands information, what you get, how much it costs, how big it is, and info about sponsorships. You name it, it's in there. And if you have any questions still, you can reach me at the info@techfortex address, and I'll address those questions for
And
you.
just to make it really basic, the price in every exhibition spot is exactly the same. Obviously, if people have multiple, then obviously that's
There
up
is
to them.
a reduction.
But everyone gets the same price. So we've priced it so the smaller guys, so your smaller independents can go and exhibit all the way up to your big guys. Everyone's on an even playing field, and it's extremely low cost-wise. Well, it says on the website the price, so it's basically 850 quid plus VAT for an exhibition slot, which, if you compare that to something like Channel Live, which went off yesterday and today, you'll be looking at about 10 grand for that same spot. I'll give you a rough idea.
Yeah, also, if you buy in bulk, there is a reduction per stand. So it wouldn't be $850 per stand. It's buying in bulk gets you, a little break there.
But if you are interested, get in touch quick, because as
They
we were
are
saying,
going.
we've basically got 7 left in the exhibition hall at the moment, unless we open up another area, which may be a possibility at this rate. But main hall is getting full. Right, okay, let's get
So
back
we
on
need
there.
to say hello to some people. There's Scott at IT Rockstars and Gadget Joe. Hello there. How are you doing tonight? And Mr. Ken, Prince, and Duke at Candy Clever. Bond is your kinfolks up there. So Bond's behind me. He's fast asleep. So yeah, hello to everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
That's it. So let's get on to the main topic then. So this is obviously a roundtable discussion. So we're going to be talking about, well, basically whatever you want to talk about. Obviously, we've got 3 guests on the show tonight, so we'll be going around with them, what they want to talk about. But if there's anything you guys in the chat want to talk about, let's say, I don't know, cheap Windows keys, or that's opening a can of worms.
Let's not go there.
But you've got to talk about repair prices. You're opening a new store. You're thinking of closing a store. If there's anything you want to talk about, then obviously let us know. And hi, Chris at One Touch as well. So right, let's start off with William. So William, start us off. Give us a topic to talk about. Obviously,
So,
tech related.
one of the things that's happened since we came back from holiday this week is we've actually been approached by companies in the UK that outsource to other IT independents for contract work. Now, this is something we've always been skeptical of. A lot of them are, should we say, overseas companies. They phone you up You're always skeptical, think it's a scam, but actually we've started working with one of these companies just this week. Already we've been referred over £1,000 worth of work in just the first week with them. So sometimes if you get these calls, it might actually be worth following up with them, because some of them are actually genuine. We're now working for a major supermarket, which we never thought we'd be working for, which is fantastic. So they approached us through LinkedIn. They may approach you through other platforms, but if you do get approached by some of these companies, just, some of them might be a scam, but some of them are actually genuine, and it could be work to get you, more business in through the door. So
Yeah, definitely some good advice there. And to be honest, I'm going to say we get contacted by quite a few different companies, and sometimes you're really thinking, is this a genuine article or not? Usually, if it's they're sending emails from a free email address, you generally know. But if you do get any, a big thing at the moment is a lot of these places send in attachments with which are generally virus riddled and so forth, or whatnot. So I would obviously stay away from anything like that before you open it. You make sure it is a genuine contact and so forth. Probably best to even pick the phone up and give them a call. The basics is if anyone contacts us without an actual phone number or anything on there, we generally don't deal with it. We usually call them first and go from there. But we've had one or two interesting contacts contact us in the last week, haven't we? So especially for Techmax, one of them we've just signed up. Well, obviously we're waiting for payments. They're going to be the evening drink sponsor. As long as the payments go through and everything, we'll announce who it is in the coming weeks when they're paid. And obviously that means the evening we've got free drinks again until at least 10 o'clock, which will this year include beers, wines, and spirits. And if we can get cider and Guinness on the bar as well, we'll do our best.
As long as the venue provides it, it'll be there.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee what they're going to have, but I can't let you have big bottles of things to take away. So if you go up there and order a bottle of Jack Daniels, they're going to say, Mrs. Tech for Tex would have my head.
Yeah, exactly.
And the same with wine. This ain't no Blossom Hill, okay?
Yeah. And we've been working with the venue as well to sort out better signage for pricing of stuff when it isn't uncovered and stuff like that, and what's covered. Because there was a little bit of confusion with that last year. Messages didn't get spread around, but basics, that's going to be completely
we've
changed.
rectified
that. That's going to be completely changed this year. And it also goes for the food as well. It's going to be a lot better labelled and so forth for anyone with who doesn't like certain types of food and so forth.
And that has food allergies.
Yeah, that's it. So, but there we go. So, definitely agree with that one. So, anyone got anything else they want to add on with William regarding contacts?
Yeah, I have to say, funnily enough, I've had the last 2 days offering the exact same thing. The company's not Support Wave, is it? By any?
It's not. No, it begins with a B.
Because I've got 2 in the last 2 days from this person, and it has got a proper email address. I'm like,
Yeah, I was very skeptical initially, but after doing a bit of due diligence on them and then contacting them weirdly over WhatsApp, they seem to use that a lot. There's over 300 members in their WhatsApp chat. They've got techs up and down the country, but yeah, they've already sent us the first 2 jobs. We've already started working with them, and they've been really good to work with. So not all of them are a scam. You can set your fees. So if you've got a fixed hourly rate, as we do, we just told them what our hourly rate is. They go out to the client and go, are you happy to pay it? The client accepts. You just get your normal hourly fees.
All right. How do they get their money then? I suppose they charge the end user.
They charge an admin fee on top to the client.
All right. I might look into this then. Or I might message you separately.
Yeah, by all means. They're looking for techs up and down the UK at the moment, particularly in randomly like Sheffield area. So if anyone's watching is in the Sheffield area, they need techs in that area, get in touch. I can put you in touch with them.
Sounds pretty good. Definitely good advice there. And Facebook user, shameless plug there, Phil. I'll always plug Techmax. It's worth plugging. And Chris says one to watch out for is education institutions. We get a lot pretend to be universities. what are they asking you for the prices of loads of Dell machines and a monitors and 20 graphics card? Or I get an email from one of them near enough every day. But yeah, so definitely that. Do you have anything you want to add on to that, Carl?
Not really, unfortunately. No. I think our website, etc., is quite new at the moment, so we're not getting some of the sort of visibility that we should do at the moment. So I'm in the process of trying to push that at the moment.
Okay, so that's fine. I'm going to say one of the benefits, again, I'm plugging myself here, or the show at least, is anyone who does take part in this show, we do include their web address in the show notes, which means that obviously show notes goes all the way out from YouTube, Facebook, our website, as well as podcasts, so Apple, Google, all those and so forth. So you will obviously boost your SEO ratings as well by having the backlinks in there. So anyone who takes part, so hopefully that helps you out, Carl. So and you'll get a few more views or bump you up in your local area.
Rich, it wasn't the scam going around where they call you and ask for specifically donations of gaming laptops, was it? Because I had a phone call and they wanted gaming laptops donated, not Chromebooks, not laptops, but gaming laptops.
Yeah. Everything what's worth $2,000 or more,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely email one is saying we've had quite a few of those recently. Right, okay, let's go on to the next topic. Obviously, if you guys want to in the chat and so forth want to carry on with that topic, that's fine. We'll pick it up as we go along. Ian, have you got anything you want to talk about tonight?
It's probably helped really. I sell a lot of obviously used products, and I do buy an awful lot of used products. But there's a couple of guys, especially in Tech Group, that have got those wonderful websites where you can go on there and you can put your product that you've got that you want to sell, and it automatically generates you a price.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to get one of these websites. I want to diversify my branding, and I want to rebrand my own business. But I want to get into that because I've had a couple of customers that I have given prices to, and it'd be interesting to know where people that buy used components, complete systems, or just laptops or whatever, how you come up with your prices, where you get your used price from. Obviously, I know there's the eBay. You can see what things have been selling for on there, and then obviously we'd undercut that because we're trade, so we need to refurbish it and put our costs of making it resellable. I'd just like to know where people get their pricing structures from, how I can get one of these, or who sells these website platforms where people can go on there and you can say, I want this and I want that. Because that's what I'm kind of looking to do. I do it kind of on a whim at the moment. People email me saying, do you buy used tech? Can give me a price for this? And they go, oh, CEX will give me X, or this will give me that. And I go, well, I won't, because I've got to test your product and refurbish it, etc., etc. So I'm always a little bit less than what they will give. But they are some of the prices CEX give are pretty damn good, actually, for really old stuff, especially. So yeah, I'll just if anyone is listening that's got any tips, they can point me in or a web designer wants to come and give me a price for one of those websites where I can put my back end stuff in. But just interested to know how everybody prices their offers to customers. Businesses is different, I know, because if you're an ITAD or you work with ITADs, they go in and probably offer pence for most things and take it all away. But yeah, just from consumers.
Okay, definitely a good question there. So if anyone in chat has anything to add onto that one, so feel free. William or Carl, do you have anything to add on that one? How do you price up your second-hand stuff or figure out the prices? Either of you?
Well, we don't currently do any refurbished or second-hand tech. We are purely new products, so that's not applicable to us. But what we tend to do with brands is we'll deal either in quantity or we'll deal with the reps directly rather than the disty first, and we'll actually say, look, we're doing XYZ promotion for Easter or Halloween or whatever. We want 50 of these units. Can you give us a deal? And can you throw in some extra bundles, mice, keyboards, mouse, mats, whatever you've got to sell on with these PCs, so that when we're selling them, we've got a value add that makes us more attractive versus our competitors, say, in the UK market.
Okay, sounds pretty good. What about yourself, Cole? Do you do anything along that lines with second-hand goods?
Yeah, I mean, we typically look up, see what CEX are selling them for, go a little bit lower than that, mainly because most of the machines that rubbish now, we put drives in, so we've got to cover that cost. But obviously with the Windows 11 requirements and that, a lot of our refurbished stuff and that is, should we say, more expensive at the moment because you can't afford to use the older stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, I'm going to say, what is it? October next year, isn't it? Windows 10 comes to end of life, if I remember right.
Yeah, October 25. Yep.
So so it's not long away now. So just over a year. Question: CX, when they resell the products, are they generally more expensive than you guys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how they can afford to give
Yes. Yeah.
high prices. Then, if they're selling the stuff really high, they can afford to give people a high price when they're buying it off of them.
And they know that they will have those customers coming through because not everyone can go out and buy the latest iPhone from people like O2 and so forth and so on, and they'll make their money
Yeah.
on that. And laptops, they can't afford to go in and buy the latest laptop, so they'll go there and want to bargain, and they'll get a decent bargain.
Yeah, definitely. So Facebook users saying you have to sell the older stuff. You can sell the older stuff, but you have to warn the customer first. Yeah, obviously you can sell the older stuff. The problem is, especially if you're including a warranty on there, depending on how long your warranty is on and so forth, and different bits and bobs. So you don't want to be giving the customer something that's not going to work, or in the future, obviously, some customers just don't understand either. To be honest with you, say, oh yeah, Windows 11 not working in use time or whatever. They'll just go, oh yeah, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. Probably the same people who are having issues with other things, like, and they can't get the printer working every 5 minutes. So we'll use what calls from. But yeah, so definitely good question there. We've got Richard asking, he's saying, Ian, when buying new tech, what checks do you have in place to make sure you are not buying stolen goods?
Good question. A lot of the stuff I do buy is from customers, and a lot of the stuff is from items that I've previously sold. A lot of the tech that I do buy is from local people, so I kind of know them from my local area. But however, if it's something that's newer items, I generally would say, have you got a receipt? Where did you buy it from? I always check every single laptop serial on Dell, HP, etc., to see if it's a genuine product or not. It's a difficult one, Richard, to be honest. How can you tell it's stolen? You just have to sometimes take it for face value. If it's a 6-year-old laptop, say 7th or 8th gen, maybe, and they come, oh, I've bought this, I've had it, and you can sometimes see the state of it, and you think, yeah, you are the owner. You sometimes have to just take their word for it. You could go on and check the police websites and stuff, but I haven't had to. And there's some people that scammers or thieves, because they'll come to you with an M1 or M2 MacBook Pro fully boxed, and go, I want 300 quid for it. And you think,
His name is Dell Trotter, leave it alone.
Yeah, it's a £900 laptop, and it's like, where'd that come from, mate? Oh, it's a present, or I won it.
Fell off a lorry.
Why don't you want to go and sell on eBay? You'll get 500-600 quid easy tomorrow. Oh,
I need it today.
That's what we used to do if we did do anything like that. To be honest with you, I'd say 95% of the refurbished stuff we got was bought in from a refurbisher when we used to do that. So what we used to do if anyone did come in and we were going to buy something off them, we'd tell them that yes, we can do it, but we need a proof of address. And
Yeah,
that
I'd
generally
also ask for
scares
ID as well, Ian.
Yeah.
If I were you, if I were taking in a high value item that's fairly current,
Yeah.
I'd just ask them for proof of ID, say you're going to copy it, and then keep that for your records, attach it to maybe a photo of the item that you took in. If the police come and knock in 3 weeks later and say, if you had this through your door, you can just check your records.
There you go. That's what basically what William just said. So it was usually passports, driving licenses we asked for, and if they
Yep.
didn't have them, we'd ask for electric bill and something what on them like a credit debit card, what proved their name and everything, and the address matched up and so forth. But yeah, definitely there. So definitely take the details, but just in case, because you don't want to be the one who has to end up paying for it in the end.
Would you have that disclaimer on the website as well? Say, for example, the website that I want to get into.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
The more information you give the public, the less likely you are to get scammers coming in your shop. And if you're telling them you're asking for ID with every second-hand machine brought in for purchase, you're less likely to get scammers coming in your door.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, if it's custom, you know, and you could pretty much trust them, then that's another thing. But still, again, you never know what your customer's like. You never know what your family's like sometimes.
We need to go to chat. Good evening, Jade, the PC guy, and to Blue Boat Computers. Hello there. Good evening to you. Facebook user. You can. Okay, we've already had that comment. 7th gen onwards, nothing below that for a year or so now. If it cannot take 11 legitimately, we do not sell scrap and stick them. Good idea there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people putting cracked versions of Windows 11 and all the hardware, but I think that's coming to an end now with a lot of the stuff that seems to be happening. There seems to be, from what I've seen, popping up and saying that they can't upgrade or do anything. Has anyone experienced any of that?
I saw someone post, actually, funnily enough, on one of the tech groups that I'm in. I don't know whether it's genuine, but it was a snippet from Windows own website that said how to bypass Windows 11 secure check. So they were telling you to crack it on their own website. I was like, is that right? And someone saying, yeah, it is. It's on there. And it's like, why on earth would they do that? But I really just hope in the next year they really rethink this stupid Windows 11 strategy. I really do.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I have a feeling it's a legal loophole. So if the EU tries to sue them for not allowing people to use refurbished tech and stuff like that, they can say, oh, well, actually on the website, it tell you it's hidden by about 10 million other pages that you can actually do it. So we're not liable or something along that lines. This is like how they get around with most things. Microsoft has its own laws for saying that you can't resell Windows license keys and so forth, OEM ones and so forth, and these grey ones, but everyone does it and nothing ever happens. So who knows? And again, I always suggest you buy your license keys directly from a distributor just to cover yourself, just in case. But I know there's plenty of people who do buy these cheap license keys and don't have any issues. But I'm not going to promote them. I will always say get it from a distributor because if anything goes wrong, then you can sue the distributor.
That's it.
So there we go. So yeah, Facebook users saying Windows 10 end of life is a fantastic opportunity. Yes, it is. If I was still out there going to customers like I used to and at the store, we'd be pushing Windows 11 left, right, and centre at the moment, warning every customer you've got a year to buy a new machine. Don't leave it to the last minute because prices generally go up. That's usually the case. Usually less parts availability and so forth. So yeah, definitely a good opportunity to actually upsell, but it is a bit of a pain because a lot of people who've got machines that are fully capable of running realistically Windows 11 can't run it, and there's nothing wrong with them. And then even sending them to the third world and whatever. No, third world's not the correct term these days. Lesser developed countries, sending them to lesser developed countries. They can't use Windows 10 because it'll be unsecure. They can't upgrade to 11, so then something like a Linux-based system has to be put on them for them to be able to use them and stuff like that.
I remember
all over to Russia.
I remember when 7 became obsolete. We were really sitting on a gold mine there when Windows 7 came to end of life because we were pushing for them to bypass 8, and just go straight to 10. And people are coming in throwing the stuff at us, going, "Oh my God, I waited to the last minute and I need to get this upgraded. Can you do it?" And I'm thinking, like, just sit it down over there with the next to the other 10 billion I've got to do. Money, money, money.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'd be interested to know, has anyone else heard the rumor that Microsoft's talking about going to a subscription-based model for the Microsoft licenses?
Yeah, I've
I
heard that.
actually
That
heard
comes
that.
up, I think,
Yep.
every single
Yep.
every version. So I'm not sure how they do it, to be honest with you.
I think it's to align with like their 365 subscription. So for like
Yeah.
thin clients and businesses where they've got a lot of churn, they can basically have a subscription model for the licenses for the Windows CALs or something like that, rather than having a full license for the desktop. You can just have like a user license just for that one machine for that user whilst they're there with their Office 365 subscription. When they leave, you just terminate both as a single license.
Yeah,
I've had that as well.
probably work like a cloud-based license as well, so
Mhm.
you'd be able to access it from other machines and stuff. But the thing is, how would you get around well with them selling a PC? Do they sold without Windows on, and then you have to license it as soon as you've got it, or would it come with like a year's license built in, and then they have to renew it?
I suppose it's like now if you sell a
Or a cut
PC,
down version of Windows, and then
Yeah, like an
Yeah.
S version.
or just don't sell it with Windows. Say if you want it, it's another £100. But
Yeah.
I think that to be funny, I think the subscription model, if they'd done it at a really sensible price, they could clean up. Like if they charge say £3 or £4 a month for Windows and Office, like the full suite, it's £4 a month. Let's be honest. Unless you really, I know, don't. No, I take that comment back. It is affordable for most people. It's less than a pint of beer. I mean, that I see it. If it went that way, that could work potentially.
Mhm.
If they include OneDrive in that as well with 1 terabyte of storage or whatever. So there you go, £4 a month, £3.99. Most people wouldn't even. A lot of people wouldn't even notice that.
They'd probably get done for monopolising again, though, for doing all that potentially. Yeah, you got to buy Windows and you get Office and everything else in with it. I think, well, went to the EU, did them for, was it? Oh, Internet Explorer back in the day, weren't it? They included the web browser and didn't give them a choice of anything else when they started the machine and something. So they had to have the pop up what says, which web browser do you want? And it really big writing Internet Explorer, and then it give you like Firefox and Chrome.
I
and
remember
really
those.
small writing to the side or something like that. But yeah, Bluebelt's saying it'll push people to Chromebooks. Chromebooks are slowly taking off more and more because people are. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan myself, but for general surf the internet, students, stuff like that, a lot of them are all, especially students, a lot of the stuff at school, it's all Chromebooks now. So when they're
I'd
coming
rather use
home,
my phone.
they're going, oh, we don't need anything else. We just use a Chromebook. It worked for us at school. Yeah. Personally, don't get me wrong, it's like anything, to be honest with you. But
Really?
I would personally prefer
Thank you,
Windows.
Facebook user. I love what you said. Chromebooks are bin fillers.
So
Generally they are, but I've seen some real high-end Chromebooks.
there are. I think.
I mean, upgradable
question is
ones,
why?
like Elite books and stuff. You get
Yeah.
Elite book Chromebooks, and it's like what?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I'm on
just
about,
OS,
yeah.
isn't it?
The ones what are like a couple £100 or less, yeah, obviously they're going to
Oh.
be the best in the world. But there are some
Christmas.
now, they are pointing like £500-600 and above sort of thing, which is sort of more of your mainstream market. So yeah, but personally, not a fan of Chromebooks, but things change, and obviously, if Chrome keeps getting a bigger and bigger, obviously market share, then Microsoft's going to have to answer. So yeah, Bluebelt says it will become like thin clients. Yeah, we've got Facebook users saying evening all as well.
Hello, Facebook user.
Yeah, so we're not sure which Facebook user you are, but you're one of them. If you do want to comment, just make sure you put your name afterwards because the Facebook side of things is broken, unfortunately, and that's Facebook side, not to do with us. So
Yeah,
there we
Facebook
go.
has been having a weird couple of weeks. The messengers were down at one point. You couldn't see people's feeds. And when you did, it stayed up there. I know this guy that I went to school with, I'm friends with him on Facebook. every morning when I wake up, I see the same post that he put up 3 weeks ago, and it hasn't moved. It's always at the top of my feed. So that's Facebook's feed,
Yeah.
problems. So I know that by seeing that it's going to be an interesting day with Facebook.
Yeah, true, and yeah, agree there, Richard. Overfield is basically saying all the kids using Chromebooks won't have a clue how to use Windows when they get a job. It's true. If they're all using them, I don't know about the IT departments at schools these days. If they're all using Chromebooks or they push them onto Windows or they do other things these days. I don't
Over here, they push them onto iPads.
Oh God, even worse. There's nothing technical about that at all, really. It's basically probably more complicated to touch the buttons on your fridge, let alone actually mess around with an iPad sort of thing, or iPhone, or any type of smart device and that. But yeah, Blue Bolt saying yuck. So yes, I get exactly the same, Jenny. I keep seeing the exact same post about Mother's Day. So
Yeah.
so that's that one there.
That's how broken Facebook is. It
That's
goes back to Mother's Day.
Right, let's change the topic for now. Obviously, guys, if you still want to comment in the comment section, comments. If you've got any other things you want to talk about, please do. It's getting quite late, actually. It's 10 to 9 already. So we're going to go on to Carl now. So we're going to let Carl pick the topic. So, Carl, have you got anything you want to talk about?
Kind of a selfish one on this one, but we've just managed to get the lease through for the new shop. So anybody got any suggestions on what I can do to sort of make it better than the current one, basically?
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Good topic there. Have you posted anything in the Tech for Techs group regarding that yet?
Only to do with the there's a couple of us that get new shops sort of all at the same time that I think there was a post went up.
Yeah, I'm going to say I've seen one or two people posting. I think Bill Murr's getting a shop. Ken's got a new shop as well. Was it yours with the one with the map on the wall, or is that someone else?
Yeah, that was it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's look like a interesting thing. So it's really down to your style, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people say make it look like an Apple store, but for Windows PCs.
That's so cliche.
Yeah, it's really picking your own. I always say we're a store. It's pick your own style. Don't get me wrong.
I like the way that Ken at Canny Clever had his store, his soon to be old store. It was, and I pick him out because I can picture his in my head. Not to say that his is better than anybody's, but the layout was clean. If I had walked in the door, I feel like I would know exactly where to go to get whatever it was that I needed. And it was just so well laid out, and it looked like it was clean and tidy. The window displays were not garbaged up with posters from yesteryear's advertising circuses and things gone by, and it was just clean and fresh and new. And he keeps that window, or he did, uh, relevant to what's going on. If it's poppy time, he would have something to do with remembrances and poppies and all that. If it was Christmas, he would have a Christmas window, and he kept it really, really relevant. So I love the way he had that.
Yeah, he's got good ways. Question, Carl. What's your average clientele? Is it generally break fix type of work? Average, probably people in the 50s, 60s, 70s, that sort of thing, or is it more of a younger crowd? Or
I think you got it spot on the first time.
sorry, you broke up there as you said that. Say that again. So, what's your average clientele?
I think you got the spot on the first time.
So the older clientele, I think he's trying to say.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
So the older clients. So yeah, you want to aim it at those. So you don't want it too techy. Obviously, you don't want like strobing lights everywhere for them,
or
probably.
matrix effects.
You want to aim it at what they're actually wanting and doing. Obviously,
do you think minimalist is good or stacked to the rafters?
I'd go for between personally. I wouldn't go. It depends on how much room you've got, really. I'm not sure of the square footage of what you've got and how you can fit it in. It'd be interesting to...
Considering the height of my elderly customers that came through the door, it was usually ladies that would come through because for some reason their husbands wanted to sit in the car and wait on them to get everything done. And the average height of the elderly lady that came through our store was 5'5" at best.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want it way up above her view and out of her reach. So I would think no more than 6 feet upward.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't even go that high, but yeah. We
Yeah.
used to have a 10-second rule. So when we used to have 2 shops in a previous industry, we used to have a 10-second rule. Most people are going to see your window for 10 seconds if they're driving past or they're walking past your shop. You need to give them the information that they're going to need to see about what you do and what products you sell and what services you offer in those 10 seconds. You don't want to bombard them. It needs to be clean, clear, precise, and current.
Yeah.
So put your best products or your best service right at the front so people can see this is what we're about. They'll then come in if they're interested to see what other services, what other ancillary peripherals or whatever else you're doing.
Yeah, sounds pretty
True.
good. One thing I'd also suggest as well for like your windows and stuff like that, don't put stickers all over them and cover them up. The windows are there for a reason, for people to see inside and see what you do. I know it can be a bit intimidating sometimes when people are staring at you through a window, especially with some of the crazes what we used to get. But basics
Wow,
is
that's a show in itself right there.
yeah, exactly. But obviously, don't get me wrong, some windows can look good with some nice artwork, but at least leave a section where you can actually put stuff behind the window if you're able to show off, so people can actually see that as well as the inside of the shop. Use it as exactly what it's aimed for, as a window,
display area.
rather than a place to put a really big sticker.
Yeah.
Obviously every shop's different. If you've got multiple windows, you might be able to do different things on each windows. And then the same with your door. Don't have 10 million different stickers all over your door saying back in 5 minutes, sponsored by, or we sell this, that, and the other.
Or
make it look clean and tidy.
Another thing that I see that you may have good intentions with, but it comes across as negative, is you have no smoking, no dogs, no eating, no drinking, no blah, blah, blah. You must wear shirts, you must wear shoes, don't wear pajamas. All right, you may be thinking, oh, this is needing to be said before they get in there and get embarrassed, but it comes across as very negative. It clutters up your window. It makes it look a mess.
Yeah.
So the best thing you can do is if they come in with a cigarette or whatever in their hands, you say, y'all have to put that out before you come in. Sorry, we don't allow smoking. They should know it anyway because it's a public place. All right. If they come in with a dog, usually they will ask anyway if it's okay to bring them in. Most of our customers even did. And then you have a right to refuse or admit to your discretion. So
basics is you don't want your door or your shop to look like a lot of corner shops. I think we've all got those corner shops where they've got 20 million different stickers all over the front door and it just looks a complete mess. You want it to look open and inviting. And I'd also suggest you have bright lights on the inside so people can see in, because if your lights aren't bright enough inside, your windows will look more like mirrors and people will just see reflections and they won't be able to see what's going on inside. So make sure it's nicely
or they
bright
might
lit.
even think you're closed and you can lose a potential customer.
And if you've got limited window space, as Ken's not here, he would always say, get a digital signage display because it worked for him.
Yeah. Digital signage, obviously, you can put what you want
We
on
had
there.
one.
Also, find out if in the front of the store, in front of your store, you can put something like an A board or whatever. You may have to check with your local council or whatever.
Definitely can't on that one.
They don't allow them. Sorry, what was that, Carl?
Pavement's too narrow.
Oh, pavement.
Can't have the A board. The pavement's too narrow.
Okay, well, maybe not then. What about parking a car right outside with a big signage on the side of it? Well, okay, probably not.
Hours parking out the front.
Okay, that's not going to work. But for anyone else who's watching who hasn't got plenty of signage space outside, an A-board is a good thing to do, as long as you change the message on the A board and don't have the same thing and say the same thing. We all know those stores will go past and they've got an A board out front and it hasn't changed in the last 20 years and it says exactly the same thing. If you've got an A board, you need to change the message, and that goes the same for your windows. So it's different things for people to look at each time they go past. Obviously, I'm not meaning every day, but at least once a month or something, or seasonal or whatever. Change the way stuff is, and even the layout in your store. Supermarkets do it for a reason. I know it can be a
It's
bit of a pain,
annoying as hell,
but
yes.
it makes people, especially the people who come in all the time, it makes them look at new stuff that I didn't realise you actually did.
Just when I get used to the layout in, like, say, Sainsbury's,
Mhm.
and I know where I'm going, I'm going to get a packet of sugar for Phil's tea. Yeah, I'm going over there to the aisle, and all of a sudden I'm greeted with candy bars. So it's like sugar, but the wrong kind.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
actually done on purpose to make you spend more time in store.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you get a
Yeah.
proper merchandiser in a big like Peacocks or some shoe shop or clothing shop, they move stuff around purposely because people will go in knowing exactly where something is. They will get sidetracked on the way to it. They will get there and find the product's moved. They will then have to search for it, and in searching they will buy other things.
Yeah.
They can increase spend by 25% just by confusing the customer and keeping them in the shop a bit longer.
Yeah, that's it. I think there's plenty of things you can probably do with your new store, Carl. Again, depending on the size of it, maybe if there's a way, I don't know, to position some sort of stand what's facing the customers as soon as they come through the door with seasonal stuff or high value stuff, what people are actually interested in straight away. Maybe have demo areas. Where people can actually try stuff to give them an idea, even if it's just a basic Windows 11 machine.
Yeah.
Most of your customers are probably running Windows 10 still. You can basically show them, look, it's not that different. So just somewhere you can just basically walk them up to and go, look, this is Windows 11. It isn't that different. It's still got Google Chrome. It's not in reality what most old people want to do. They just want Google Chrome and go to Gmail or whatever it may be. Most of them only use the start menu to find where the power button is.
In Chips, we had one with a PC builder on it, the Target PC builder on it, and it was running Windows 10 at the time. And so I could flip from the PC builder and show them the Windows 10 experience. It was dual in what it did. I could show them. They'd say, "Oh, I don't know if I could do Windows 10 or not," and I'd say, "Well, this is Windows 10 right here," and they'd have a play about. They say, "Oh, it's not much different from 7, is it?" No. Oh, I could have a think about this, and right there on the spot, you've done two things. You've given them the idea for a new computer, and you've kind of given them a little security about could they do the new computer, with the new operating system or not. And it's all in one machine.
Mm.
Yeah.
Would you have the thing that's I've noticed a lot actually? Would you have the checkout or cash till towards the front of the store? I notice a lot of people have theirs at the back. And when you're selling high-end items, I know you can have them obviously with those bar things where you attach them to the desks and everything. But does anyone who's got a shop that has their checkout desk at the back of the shop find they lose a lot? Do they have a lot of thefts, or am I just overthinking it?
It probably differs per person, but we always found out having the counter at the back made it so everyone had to pass all your goods to get to you, and there's a good chance they'll go, "Oh, I need one of those while I'm here," sort of things like batteries or USB pens, SD cards, and
I
stuff like
think
that.
in the whole time we were open, we only had one thing stolen, and it was an empty box.
Yeah.
They went in, and we had these empty boxes. We had a shipment of tablets, these old Android tablets that we're selling, and we had this tablet out as a demo, okay, and they took the box and thought the tablet was in it. And the way we knew was I came to the end of the day. I said, "Where did that box go?" I looked on the floor. Did it fall on the floor? No. And they came back. They said, "You sold me this tablet but there's no tablet in the box. And I thought to myself, I haven't sold a tablet today. I said, when did you buy it? Just a few minutes ago. I thought, no. I said, where's your receipt? Uh, I gotta go now. I thought, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think your till layout generally, if you've got a workbench area or a repair center and you're already putting the worktops and the monitors and everything in there, having your till nearby to there makes sense, and it's going to save you more floor
Yep.
space in the shop. So I would be tempted to put the till near wherever the repairs test bench center is anyway, and just optimize that space and optimize the shop layout for open square footage for display purposes.
That was ours too. Ours was in the back, so we kept the till in that area as well. So.
Yeah, no, we did. Obviously, some people have the workshop so people can see the workshop and see what's going off. Other people don't. Obviously, that's really up to you. But obviously, with anything like that, you just got to basically watch that you're not got anything on the screen. What shouldn't be on the screen. Last thing you want to do is start someone's computer up and picture of something pops up on the screen, and every little child in the store can see it as well as the parents and so forth. Trying to talk yourself out of that one.
Or it pops up a
Been there,
picture
done that.
of Mrs. Smith when she was in her younger days and her husband's taking a picture of her. That's kind of choice.
Or even when she wasn't in her younger days. Let's put it that way. So, but yeah. So, but yeah.
One thing I would say to those that live in maybe a higher crime area, if you don't already, just put a CCTV system in and put up the signage to say you're recording in those premises, because we found that when we had shops, even just having the cameras made people a little bit more aware and a little bit more conscious, even when they were handling high-end items, that they're being watched. So there's no temptation for them there if they're on camera.
Yeah, and even one on the outside of the store if you're able to as well. That way,
subject to bylaws and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to obviously figure out if you're allowed to with your building and all this, that, and the other. But if you can, then obviously it shows that you've actually got security and before they even come in the store and so forth. But yeah, let's quickly go through the chat. We've had a few come in which we've missed. But I think we definitely need to set up a show, Jen, about new stores, because we've got Will, we've got Ken, we've got Carl, and I think there's a few other people interested as well. But let's quickly go through the chat. So let's have a look. So get past the Chromebook yucks. Let's have a look.
Gadget Joe has said, if I go into a shop that has a till at the very front, I automatically feel I'm going to be expected to buy it, if that makes sense. It's psychological. Towards the back, it makes it feel more welcoming. I'm with you, Gadget Joe. I feel like I'm being watched. Are they going to pick that up? If so, are they going to buy it and everything? It's sort of I'm not saying a creepy feeling, but more of I get an anxiety about me.
Do you feel that when you go to a supermarket?
No, because I'm not going in past the till. I'm going in on the other side of the till, if that makes sense. Tills are over here, and the door is over here. You get what I'm saying?
It's still at the front, though.
Most of the supermarkets force you on the way out, though, to go through the till system and everything and scan your barcodes. That times I've gone through and it's like, I ain't got a receipt to scan because I didn't buy anything. And you can see them looking at you going, I ain't got anything. I'm not going to nick a packet of polos or whatever. But yeah, definitely. Facebook user says we can put pics of our shops up and you can take ideas. Yeah, if anyone wants to post the pictures of the stores on the Tech for Tech's Facebook group, you can. Also, if you go for the Tech Awards, go for the Tech for Tech's website and then click awards. You'll see some pictures of shop fronts, what people have entered for the awards, as well as the repair benches and stuff, and even check out winners from previous years as well, who have won different awards. We've got a list on there. If you go onto the website, it shows you all the previous winners. You can have a look up, see what their stores look like. Plenty have got pictures on Google of the insides of the stores and stuff like that. If you're going for like a gaming theme, I must admit I do like D-Tech. That's D-Tech's Steve up in Carlisle, and that wasn't my phone, whoever's
No,
it was.
not mine.
But yeah, I like his store. He's got like nice black slat wall in with I think they're acrylic shells which light up all the way around. The way the LEDs are put at the back, so stuff stands out quite a lot.
When
Again, depends on
Hits
what you're
was at
doing.
Gigabyte and Ronnie was at Cooler Master, we're going back some years now.
Hmm.
They used to just about camp out at D-Tech doing promotions
Yeah.
and everything. And I mean, they were always doing big promotions at D-Tech. And
Yeah.
so when you got a really nice store like that, you can get vendors and all to work with you.
That's it. We've also got Facebook users saying this is regarding attracts customers because it's clean. I'm guessing it's regarding the
That's the
windows and the
Apple store.
doors. Yeah,
That's Apple
Apple
store.
stores, but it attracts customers because it's clean and looks high end. So Blue Bolt saying screens use a Raspberry Pi to make digital signage cheap. Yeah, it's an option to it. You can also get these cheap Android boxes if your TV doesn't have an option to put an SD card or a memory stick in. They're pretty easy to do. Let's have a look. We've got a 55-inch TV on our front window, so much easier to update.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. That again, if you are getting a TV to put in your window, make sure it's got a good viewing angle on it and a high brightness. Because if you've got a dim screen, it just looks wishy-washy and so forth. And if you're looking at an angle, you don't really want to have to be standing directly in front of it. But yeah, definitely a good idea there. Front door should have name, logo, opening hours only. Yeah, even if that. So yeah, definitely the opening hours you need on there at some place. We always put our opening hours on the lower part of the door, which wasn't covered, didn't we?
The last part we had it on the glass itself.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
There was a adhesive that you just put it on there and use like a squeegee thing and put
it looked like it were etched on, didn't
it was
pretty
quite
cheap.
nice. It wasn't your papery, plasticky thing, and that was all that was on there. That was the only thing on the door.
Yeah. Facebook users saying I hate changing things around, but I understand why people do it. I would use bulky items near the front that are not so easy to pinch. Yeah, definitely a good idea. Not sure you've got a washing machine in your store to pinch, but yeah, the bulkier is in stuff. What's the
monitors and things like
that's
that.
quite high value and quite easy to pick up actually. So.
Gaming chairs, things like that.
Yeah, gaming chairs would probably be your best bet. Tables.
Well, not to say a plug for anyone, but if you've got this Thunder X3 gaming chair in your the front of your place, they ain't gonna pinch that because it comes in 2 pieces, and it just about gave me a hernia trying to lift them.
Yeah, you probably got more chance sitting on the chair and pushing it away while you're sitting in it, scooting away rather than carrying it away. But yeah, I know what you mean. So, but yeah, you talked about Gadget Joe. You mentioned obviously the shop that has a till at the front, automatic fill out and going to be expected. Yeah, to buy. Ken says our new store is going to high end glass shelving, great counters, and a lot of electronic displays. Yeah, Ken. If no one knows Ken, let's have a look at Kenny Clever. He does go the extra mile on most of the things he does, to be honest.
Really
so I have a feeling his store is going to look pretty amazing.
I can't wait to see the bank vault. For those that don't know, he's bought this bank, and he's going to have a store in an old bank. And there's a bank vault, of course, and he's got really good ideas for the bank vault.
Yeah, lock his old customers in. Yeah, okay. So and the staff, so I don't have to pay him. But there we go. Shoplifting. He says we're going to go for the RFID kit. I'm not too sure about what that one is. I'll have to look it up. Plus, don't be afraid of using lots of display boxes. Yeah, that's another way. Display boxes, as we said, we had display box pinched, and that was pretty much it. Distributors will supply them a lot of the time. So a lot, especially the ones what build PCs, like custom PCs, like Target, Spire. I'm not sure if BIP do or stuff like that. They're going to obviously have the boxes for the graphics cards, the motherboard, the processors and stuff, which they haven't included.
I bet if you wanted some graphics card boxes, you could talk to Hits at Origin
Yeah,
about getting some of those.
potentially. Just check with any distributors. They're bound to have display boxes hanging around. We used to get sent too many of them, if anything. So that's good. So Facebook user said had those for sure. I'm not sure what that was in response to, but yeah, Ken saying it's a former bank. We've got Gadget Joe saying it's a different experience. So a supermarket, you go for groceries, you go into a computer shop for a reason. A warm, open PC shop will always fit better with customers than walking
Yep,
into a till. Yeah, totally agree there. Gadget Joe, some good points from him. Uh, Back to the old KISS method. I used it when I was a manager at Phones for You. Keep it simple, stupid, clear to the point, simple, bright, and don't overcomplicate. Yeah, so that's basically what you want,
absolutely.
especially if you're going to be dealing with probably let's say customers in later years and so forth. You want it plain and clear for them. Obviously, if you get too techy and so forth, it's just going to turn them off
Even
and be
some in
afraid.
their younger years, there are. Oh wow!
Yeah, that's it. Facebook user says you say that about easier things to pinch, but one of our local customers had a 6K bike stolen from the front of their store. Okay. And we've got electronic displays. Ubiquity are now doing Unify Connect screens, not cheap, but easy enough to create a display. So, yeah, there's quite a few different tools out there. I know Iyama, who's supplied us stuff at Techmax, they've got built-in software in them and so forth, but you can easily get aftermarket boxes you plug into the USB, HDMI, and so forth to do things like that. Right, I think we've gone through all the answers, so I'm just quickly going to go around the room. Is there anything William would like to add on to the conversations before we call it a night?
Just for those that haven't thought on yet, it is Easter next week. So if you haven't already started updating your marketing material with promotions for Easter, now's the time to do it. You've only got a week to go.
Okay, yep, definitely good point there, William. It's probably a bit late to get it all going now for a lot of people, but yeah, if you've got time, get it done. And then get preparing for the next one. Probably school holidays in the summer and so forth. We'll probably get planning for then. Everyone complains, "Oh, I'm not busy. I've got nothing to do," and then they've got no marketing ready to do for the next lot of stuff. What's coming up? There's always something to do. Plan ahead, even if it's 6 months, a year, or whatnot. Get your posters designed and so forth. You can always edit them beforehand and then get them printed just before you actually need them. Right, Ian, is there anything else you'd like to add on?
No, I don't think so. Really, that's quite interesting, William. Though, do you think it'd be a bit at a bad taste if you had a laptop coming out of the tomb or the Jesus's tomb when he
Well, we
rises?
generally do like Easter eggs and bunnies as opposed to the whole religious connotation side of Easter.
Yeah, more of the consumer side of thing, but yeah. But yeah, so it's an interesting way of putting it.
See what Cormac does.
Yeah. What about yourself, Carl? Is there anything you'd like to add on to the end of the show?
No, apart from just to say thanks for the ideas and that about the store and that, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, well, if you get any more questions or whatnot, obviously feel free to ask in the Tech for Tech group. And again, if anyone who isn't in Tech for Tech and they are watching, obviously if you're in the tech industry, you're free to join. It's a free community, 1,650 members roughly altogether, which are UK based mainly. We've got vendors, distributors in there, so all your main distributors and vendors are in there in some form or another. Even if they're not saying anything, you can be sure they're watching. We get a
Please
few
make
comments.
sure that if you do apply to join the group, that you answer all the questions. Because if you don't answer the questions, we don't let you in. We are very strict about that, and we do go and look at your website and verify that it is legit and you're not somebody just putting bob@bob.com. I mean, we do a thorough check, and I have one that I'm going to have to turn down in a day or so because he says I don't wish to disclose this information. Well, to me, your business, you should be transparent about your business.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So yeah, I've put the link for the Tech for Tech's website on the screen. So it's techfortech.co.uk. And if you are interested in becoming a member of the Facebook community, it's Facebook right-hand corner that can become a member. Click on that. It tells you the basic rules and conditions and so forth, which are pretty straightforward. There's no fees, no membership fees. We don't ask for any money for you for that service. Also, it's free for you to join, whether you're a vendor, distributor, or a tech, whether you're doing call-out services, you've got a retail store, you're reselling stuff, or even if you're into web design and stuff like that, that everyone's welcome. And obviously, the more people, the better. And we've got last message, evening from Robert in Inverness. Well, evening, Robert, but I'm sorry you're a little bit late because it's more of a goodbye from us as we just call it a night. But I would just like to say thank you for everyone for watching. Obviously, especially for Will, Ian, and Carl for his first time on the show, for actually joining us tonight. Obviously, the more people we get on the show, the better. More ideas, more things we can obviously spread around. It's better for you because you can boost your SEO as well. And, well, it's just like having a Teams meeting.
And if you haven't been on a show yet, feel free to join us. I mean, it's Carl's first go. He didn't seem too awful terrified. He's done great and everything. And as you can see, we don't bite. So come on out here, you promote your business, promote yourself, get known in the group, and we'll have some fun.
Yeah, straightforward. It doesn't cost anything either. If you're a vendor or distributor, you want to show off your products, services, and so forth, we do the show totally free. We do not charge for it. So obviously join us. This show is basically all at our cost. So it doesn't cost you a penny unless you decide to give some giveaways. Then
like a T-bone for Bond would be nice.
Yeah, well, we don't accept gifts for ourselves, but basically, if you want to do a prize for someone on the show or something like that, like whether even if it's a voucher or whatever. So yeah, good night from Inverness, and I'll say good night from Tech for Techs as well.